Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. You know, Mama Bear, when...
Oh,
Do you want to say your line?
hello, everybody.
There you go. When we're talking about the cosmic class specifically, but really it's all of the above, who always gets brought up as the number one meme that needs to get buffed like 8 years ago?
Oh, Cosmic?
Yeah, cosmic.
Black Bolt?
Nope, but that is a good guess for a future buff concept from our man Evan the Encyclopedia.
Groot?
You got it. It is the man, the myth, the infamous, not so legend, Groot himself, who I have opened 7 times, and he is Sig 120. He's rank 4 because I was bought off. Well, we have a buff concept submitted to me via Evizone, our awesome channel sponsor. Shout out Evizone. And also via email. And it is by somebody who has really done a good job of buff concepts over the years, and that is RSA Grawl. So, you ready to talk about if Groot was God tier, he'd look like this?
All right, let's do it.
He always has a fun about section where he puts up quotes, and a lot of it's just I am Groot on this one. But, you know, when you write fake quotes for a fake buff concept, that's already pretty legendary. So his basic abilities are regen, pacifism, and a literal basic ability in all caps titled I am Groot. By the way, if you're just joining us live, this is a submitted buff concept from a subscriber who does amazing work, and his visions are oftentimes better than the real vision of Kabam. Alright, highly durable walking tree, I am Groot. Strengths, regen, and damage mitigation. Groot is a highly sustainable champion who takes significantly less damage and heals the damage he does take, making him super hard to knock out. So, this is like Groot meets, I think in a bigger way, Mr. Sinister. What do you think, Mama? What would happen if you hit Groot and then he got most of it, the damage back as regen?
I think that would be good.
It'd be annoying.
Right?
Especially if you kept his short stun duration still. Tons of buffs.
Right.
With I am Groot mechanic, Groot can gain a ton of buffs, and that too almost forever if you are skilled enough. This comes handy in situations where buffs are the key weaknesses, stun immune, purification. It becomes difficult for Groot to keep his buffs forever if the opponent is immune to stun or can purify it, which is not too many champs at this point. Okay. Buff punishment. Buffs are one of the typical double-edged swords in MCOC. Nodes or abilities that punish having buffs will make things really difficult for Groot because he has a lot of them. And then passive. Groot takes 50% less damage from all sources while he has at least one buff or passive active. Groot permanently regenerates up to 8,142 health per minute. Regen amount is tied to Groot's power meter. So if he permanently regens, isn't that like the old balls? Remember that guy?
Old balls.
Old balls with like the permanent regen. What up, XL Blade? All right, lack of blood provides full immunity to bleed, which is actually already there. Only Groot chooses whether he should be passive or not, and is thus immune to anything that would decrease or increase his offensiveness. Groot is immune to ability accuracy modification, and I always say neutralize, and people like to say neuralize, but I say neutralize. Do you say neutralize?
Neutralize.
Okay. I always get corrected when I say neutralize, and I'm like, I think that's how you say it. Am I just someone who can't read? Don't answer that. All right, Groot's regeneration rate can never fall below 0%. Well, that should be pretty obvious. Groot is a highly sustainable champion, takes less damage, while his healing can be stopped. It can never be used against him. Debuffs won't do much of anything, really. Okay, so you can't reverse his healing like Void. So I guess that's why I said healing can't go. So Void might shut down his regen to have 0 regen, but not negative regen, which is fascinating. I wonder how hard that would be for Kabam to actually code that. Alright, Groot's gentle nature is put to the test anytime the opponent strikes him or activates a special attack against him. 100% chance to gain a pacifism charge. 2 passive charges, indefinite altitude puff, 5. Indefinite true strike, 9. Indefinite steadfast, 12. Indefinite expertise. Look at all the work that... Mama, can you imagine making this from scratch?
No. This is impressive. There's a lot of thought put into this.
And by the way, when Mama Bear watches me play this game, and even talk about the game, she does not use the word impressive much. So for her to say that, pretty big deal.
Yeah.
Alright. For each passive charges, Groot gains a Fury buff, granting 1100 attack rating for 14 seconds. It's also worth noting that at 15 passive charges, all the above mentioned buffs become temporary and last for 14 seconds. And if any of Groot's buffs are nullified in any way, Groot temporarily has his attack rating halved for 2 seconds and gains a passive version of the buff nullified. Which also kind of reminds me of a couple different champions. I Am Groot automatically ends when these buffs expire. Developer note, passivism charges and I Am Groot grant Groot a truckload of utility and damage. An attempt to nullify his buffs will only prove costly for you because Groot will gain passive versions of those buffs, which last for more than double the time of the original buffs. Weaknesses, exhaustion, all these sorts of debuffs mean nothing to the powerful Groot. I mean, I can see Groot in this buff concept making it very difficult to take down, especially at high rank in the 2 minutes of Battlegrounds. What's up, Just a Tip Canoe? Alright, heavy attacks. This attack refreshes all of Groot's buffs and passives. Groot encases his body with branches, granting an armor up buff, increasing attack armor rating by 1400 for 14 seconds. Ooh. And an unstoppable buff. Can you imagine fighting an unstoppable Groot, Mama?
No, I wouldn't enjoy that.
Also, ooh, this is where I get a little uncomfortable because I hate fighting champs so much to do this, but his special one in this concept, roots for 4 seconds.
No, I don't like being rooted. I don't think that's a good idea. Scratch that.
And then special 2, concussion passive, and you get stunned for 3 seconds. Oh. That is a long time. And then special 3, you mess with Groot, you mess with me, and my really big gun. No one's going to accuse me of saying that. Groot takes help from his Fury friend for the special attack, inflicts a bleed debuff lasting 4 seconds and inflicting 10,000 damage. Wow. And then Sig ability, the Gentle Giant. Groot starts each fight with a passive charge. For each KO'd member on his team, gain 2 pacifism charges instead of the KO'd member. Guardian of Galaxy. And then synergy bonuses, since Kabam isn't liking to cover those anymore in their champion hyped deep dives. Inseparable, Groot and Rocket gain immunity to Root. That'd be cool if you had a Root immunity synergy.
Yeah.
We're fans of being immune to Root for other reasons. Alright, Star-Lord using the elemental gun each time now activates all 4 elements and their effects. We've been calling that for years. And then recommended masteries, Parry, and the Thor Relic. Wow. Well, again, if you're just joining us, this is a highly detailed RSA Growl classic buff concept to finally make Groot God tier or beyond God tier even. And to make him kind of balanced both offensively and defensively. Similar to, but not really the same as, somebody like Zemo, who can still be good offensively and defensively. Alright, well, if you're watching live, stay tuned. Also, Travis says he should reverse Root. He's a tree. Well, way to go out on a limb on that one, Travis. If not, thanks for watching. And Mama, thanks for giving us your feedback while we discuss this idea.
Yeah, absolutely. Good night.